everyone, and welcome to the official inaugural Rambles with Robert. I'm saying official because I posted a YouTube video 2 weeks ago, and it was way too long. Not a single person watched it. So now that I'm posting this to Facebook, it's Facebook official, and I can officially say this is the inaugural Rambles with Robert. But I digress. Why make a video series? Well, I love talking about science, and I love talking about living life with my friends and family, and I just thought, why not open the discussion up to more people? Like, I think it's really important to have these discussions. And what am I going to talk about? I guess my main thing, and it will change hopefully week to week, but maybe focused on kind of the issues in our world, maybe not the untouchable issues, but the issues that seem like we should have a better handle on them than we do. And I guess my thesis, being a science student, is that we're not seeing properly. We're not seeing the world properly, maybe. And I think maybe 2 or 3 ways we're not really seeing the issue properly. The first is we're not seeing the facts properly. A perfect example is climate change, where in the scientific community, 95% of people agree that climate change is an issue that's happening and that's human caused, and that there are things that we can do that can slow it down. In the real world, we're not seeing the facts. We're not seeing that truth. We're actually still debating if it's happening or not. So that not seeing. So one thing, again, being in the scientific community, hopefully we can have discussions about scientific things and get the facts out in the open so we can all see and all discuss, but to all see the facts of the issues, right? The next one, which I think is way more important than just seeing the facts of the issue, is seeing the people in the issues. I think in our society, the data shows, the science shows, the research shows that even though we're seeing more and more people, we're actually seeing them less. We're passing by more people. We're interacting on our phones with more people. We have contact. Our lives are reliant on more and more people around the world, and yet our relationships are just dwindling. Our real connections are going down the drain, and I think that's a huge problem for these issues. You think about climate change, you think about obesity, depression, loneliness, economic disparity and inequality. You think about gender inequality. So many of these issues are based on not seeing the other person. I think about when I buy a shirt from a store at a great price. Why is that price so great? Am I seeing the person on the other end of the labor, of the production line? Am I seeing the effects my decision to buy this shirt has on that life? Am I seeing the person? I think it's so important and again, because our lives are so busy, it's important to be intentional about seeing. And which kind of leads me to my last point, which is I don't think we're seeing the big picture. And I know big pictures of life are very subjective. What is the meaning of life? It's a very big question, but I'm pretty confident that it has something to do with us all being created in whatever you want to talk about created, but created in the image of God, meaning we are all, there is something special about each and every one of us that warrants our respect and warrants our love. And my idea of the big picture is not only respect and love, but love. People require love, not just, okay, I'll be nice to you. No. Love that we would show ourselves, or even better yet, love like the love that we were shown, the self-sacrificial love, the putting me completely below you type of love. I think that's a big picture vision or big picture seeing that we all just miss the mark on. We don't remember that. We don't remember seeing that, or we don't allow that seeing that big picture to inform the way we live. And I think a lot of these issues, wow, if we could just start off with that big picture, more than the facts, and even more than seeing the specific person, that understanding that, well, we are created in that image of God, which even if you say, what the heck does that mean? Well, we're just, each one of us deserves love as you would want to be loved. Wow, that's incredible. Anyway, so how are we going to, so those are the lenses, kind of seeing the facts, right? Seeing the people on the other side of the issue, and seeing the big picture in this issue, seeing how does this whole vision of life kind of fit in this. And the first topic, which will be over the next 17 weeks, kind of just fell into my lap, because during one of my courses, we were talking about the Sustainable Development Goals. And if you are anything like me, I had no idea what the Sustainable Development Goals were. So in 2015, unbeknownst to me and probably you, the UN and all of its 193 member states, including Canada, signed this objective to implement these 17 goals, sustainable development goals, to create a more sustainable, to create a more balanced, and just, I guess, good for all world. And that's a pretty lofty thing. Even more lofty, they set the deadline for 2030. So we're talking about goals like poverty and hunger and gender inequality, access to resources, all these huge issues. And I hadn't heard a single thing about it. How are we supposed to do anything if we don't see the facts? And again, a lot of these issues are, you boil it down and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm not seeing the other person on the other side of this issue. And then again, I'm going to try and relate the big picture seeing to each of these objectives. So each week for 17 weeks, we'll go through one by one the Sustainable Development Goals, see the facts, see the people on the other side, and see the big picture. And what are we going to do about it? We're not just going to see, we're going to really intentionally see, so that it will allow us to, will allow it to inform the way we live. Even just for a week, focus on poverty. For the next week, focus on gender inequality. Actually allow it to soak in and impact the way we live. I think that's so important. And I think, well, if we want these Sustainable Development Goals to actually do anything, we need to allow them to inform the way we live. Anyways, I'm so excited to kick off this video series, and yeah, I'm so excited to talk some science, but I think more importantly, talk life with you guys over the next X number of weeks. So thanks for listening, and can't wait for week 1. See ya.